following is brought to you by Cranbrook Television Limited.
Welcome to Round Town.
1978 Sam Steele Days Parade.
1980 there's a period.
Welcome to Rocky Rocky.
This is my guest, Roy Orbison.
Well, hello, and I have in the studio now Mr. Jim Ogilvie, who is the Mayor of Kimberley and District, and he's going to tell us a lot of things that the people of Kimberley really want to know about what's happening with the expansion on the ski hill and in the town. Welcome, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for coming in.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
I know how busy you are. I'm not quite sure where to start, but maybe you would like to just have an update with the people about what's happening with the ski
Well, I'm
hill
sure
as well.
most people know, but just to refresh everyone's memory, the city of Kimberley has sold a number of our assets to a group of Skiing Louise, and specifically Mr. Charlie Locke, who owns Skiing Louise and several other ski resorts. Now, we have sold a ski hill, a golf course, a campground, the tennis center, recreation center on the mountain, and approximately 200 acres of land to Skiing Louise. Now, this is you have to understand that this is not all being turned over at one time.
So this isn't a done deal for all those things that you've just mentioned, then?
No, we have agreement in place. So,
Okay.
for instance, last year he purchased a ski resort, and we were paid in cash
Okay.
for the ski resort. Now this year, provided he does certain things, or he had done certain things, then he becomes eligible to move on to the next phase of our agreement.
Now, why did you decide to do it like this? Because this is a guy of huge proportions when it comes to business. He has companies apparently in 33 countries. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire. What made you think that you shouldn't sell it all to him in one go?
Well, firstly, he didn't want to purchase it all in one go.
Okay, oh well.
And secondly, we've done this in this way to ensure that we get the investment in our community that we wanted. So, for instance, we could have sold him the ski resort and the golf course, and then with no strings attached, and then he could have sit on them for an without doing anything really significant.
So
let me explain what's happened after with the ski resort sale. See, we sold him the ski resort. He had to, before May the 15th of this year, he had to put a new lift on the mountain. At the same time, he had to produce a master plan for his overall development, both on the mountain and in the community.
has he done that?
And, well, that master plan will be before council for approval on the 12th of March. So
That's 12th of March, that's...
this coming March, yeah. Or April, pardon me.
Okay.
12th
So
of
this
April.
is going to be very soon then?
That's right. And this master plan is it's contained in a booklet with maps and drawings and design guidelines and everything. And it's a book about 1.5 inches thick.
Okay.
At the same time, he had to have, by May 15th, a hotel started being built on the mountain.
So do you think that's a get-go?
Well, if he doesn't get that, you see, well, he's not eligible to buy Trickle Creek Golf Resort.
Oh, he must be hustling his butt.
So you see a lot of activity on the mountain
Yes.
right now, and
Yes.
and they're moving along quite quickly. I've seen the plans for the hotel. I know that he's been marketing units in the hotel in Edmonton and Red Deer and Calgary and Cranbrook and Kimberley.
This is going to make a huge difference to our city, isn't it?
Well, this is, I think this is really significant for us because, as you know, in the year 2001, the Cominco mine will be shutting down.
Yes.
And we will lose better than 400 jobs that are there. And more significantly, we lose a lot of the tax assessment.
Now you're going to
that
get
goes along
a
with
big
that.
tax base, aren't you?
Well, we hope that over time we'll be able to replace the Cominco tax base with the developments that go on in the mountain here.
Okay.
So there will be a series of hotels and new lifts and townhouses and pensions and single-family dwellings and multiple family dwellings.
My goodness, I should think that the tax base is going to be tremendous.
Well, if you if you listen to Mr. Locke, he's claiming that he will have invested in our community some $250 million over the next 10 years. Now, this is not Mr. Locke's money, all of it. You see, what he does, he will be attracting other investors.
Of course.
So,
Well, that's what business people do. I mean, let's
well,
face
that's
it.
sure, yeah.
Yes. Now, I have to ask you this, Jim. The people that I have talked to in the town, and I've kind of gone around talking to people about this, they want to know what's going to actually happen to downtown Kimberley. If everything is up on the ski hill.
Well, everything is not going to be up on the ski hill.
Okay, tell me.
I think you have to look to what's happened in other major resorts. But what's happened here is we're actually moving the village core for the new ski resort. We're actually moving that another full kilometer closer to town than it is at present.
Oh, good.
So it's moving down from its present level to the campground
Now,
area.
will there be a gondola from downtown Kimberley to...
I don't think there will be a gondola. There's not a gondola in the plans because, firstly, the gondolas are very expensive to build, and they're also very expensive to operate. And who would want to take a gondola just to go from town to the base of another ski resort?
Okay.
And the other thing is, people said, well, people could park downtown and take this gondola and go up to the hill.
But you could have buses.
Yes, you could, but once you're in your car, you're not going to...
And you've got all your stuff, too.
Yeah, and you want to get as close to the resort as you can. So you want to drive up to the parking lot up there.
Yes.
And then carry on from there. Not get out down. Now, the other thing is, we don't have parking downtown.
Oh, but you can make a parking.
Well, I suppose you can make anything, but it would be very, very costly because our downtown is very confined.
So what are you going to do about all
So
these
what
tourists?
we're going to do, well, let me look at that this way. If there was 3,000 tourists today, and that's a very, very big day when we have 3,000 skiers on the mountain, but they're intending to go to 6,000 skiers on the mountain.
In a day?
Yes.
What's going to happen to our roads?
No. Well, that's not going to happen overnight.
Okay.
And whether or not they'll reach that, that's their goal. But whether or not they'll reach that, and we're talking peak day here. Okay. Now, if I was a downtown business person and I was faced with the ski resort coming and developing like it is, or the mine closing down and no new investment in our community, I would have to look at this as a very positive thing. And I think that's what the new business people should do. There'll be more and more people in town than there was in the past. And so there's a better opportunity now to attract those people down to their various businesses. It'll be closer. We'll be talking about people who'll be staying here for possibly a week, as opposed to those who are staying for just a couple of days.
Well, the golfers might come for a shorter time and they wouldn't have anywhere to stay up there. They'd have to stay downtown, wouldn't they?
Well, that's fine. That's good if they do.
Because, I mean, Charlie Locke said that this is the #1 golf course in BC.
It is.
So you may get more people golfing than you get skiing.
Oh no, you'll never get more people golfing than
Well,
skiing.
there's not room. I'm not a golfer, so...
the maximum number of people you can put on a golf course in one day is 400.
Oh, well,
That's the maximum, and that's in the summertime when you've got the very, very long days.
Yes.
You see, a golf course only has 18 holes and 4 people out at a time, whereas in a ski resort you can put hundreds of people, well, actually thousands. So you can have 3,000 on it. Our ski resort today can take 3,000.
You know, Jim, we're going to get some nightlife. All these young people coming on the ski hill, we have to have some nightlife in Kimberley, don't we?
Well, certainly there'll be some jobs for young people, and I think that's attractive.
Yes.
So, if the downtown people look at it from the point of view that these people are going to be here longer, You see, now when a person comes to ski for just the weekend, and that's what most of our business is today, when they come to ski for that weekend, they've got their ski pass, and they've traveled all this way. And they're not about to come downtown in the middle of the day and go shopping
No.
when they've been on a 2-day holiday.
No.
But if they've been here for 7 days, now somewhere during that 7 days, they're going to look to come downtown maybe 2 or 3
And particularly
times.
if they stay open late.
That's
and
right.
particularly if there's somewhere where at least you can buy some underwear. There's nowhere you can even buy underwear in Kimberley.
So I'm really hoping that as a result of this activity that the downtown core will be revitalized.
So how are you going to help the downtown?
In addition to that, we're working on developing a plan to improve the downtown core and
Can
make
you
it
tell
more
me about it?
attractive. So we have Councillor Lowen now is working with the downtown business people to develop a plan for upgrading the Plateau.
That'll be nice. But what about
So-
this parking you were talking about?
Well, you know, we've added a fair amount of parking in the last couple of years. We added the parking on Wallinger Avenue, and then on Deer Park Avenue we fixed that up and made it one way, and we put a lot of parking there. And you know, so we've improved the parking quite a bit from what it was, and we'll continue to look for opportunities to buy property to improve the parking. However, you know what happens when you start trying to buy up properties in the downtown core, and somebody's aware of it, then the prices go sky high.
Well, it already is, isn't it?
So what we've been trying to do is, as properties come on the market, we would pick them up at fair market value, but we don't want to pay inflated prices if we can avoid it.
No, that's one. And Blackcomb, which is where the new resort is, has burgeoned. And that's not going to happen here, is it?
No, he's correct. But you see, at Whistler there was 2 ski resorts.
Ah, then they weren't joined together?
And yeah, one well they were side by side.
Okay.
And now they've all been taken over by one company. Gradually, things have changed. But as a result of the years and years of experience that Nancy had working in Whistler, we were able to take advantage of her knowledge and avoid some of the things, the problem areas that developed in that area. She also has a lot of friends and a lot of contacts who are developing major resorts all around North America. So if there's if there's any questions, she can pick up the phone and talk to one of her friends and compatriots at these other major resorts and see what's happening.
So has she told you what is one of the bigger pitfalls that one can fall into as a city council about developing a sea?
Well, yes, and you know, when we're talking about a development like this, you want to ensure that you've got walking paths and that they go in the right areas and that you have green spaces and some neighborhood parks, and you also want to be sure that that you have the type of accommodation that's necessary or the rules in effect, so to keep the units that might be built available for actual tourists. Because in some areas, if you don't put the right rules or regulations into place, all of the accommodation gets taken up by people who decide to live there full time. The other thing that you have to worry about is you've got to worry about accommodation for employees. If you're going to have a large resort, you've got to have accommodation somewhere in the community for employees. In some of the major resorts in the States, the employees have to live 50 or 60 miles away.
Oh, they're going to have to come and work in Kimberley because it
So
won't.
anyway, this is you know, those are just some examples.
Yes.
And you know, you want to be sure that you're not calling for say townhouses to be built, or allowing townhouses to be built in a single family area, or multi-family units encroaching upon
And
some
nowhere
other
for
thing.
the children to play,
That's correct.
because that's very important. Because these people working on the ski hill probably are young people who will have families and children, won't they?
Well, we would hope so.
Yes. Yes. So I want to go.
So, you know, we've also got another problem as a result of this development, and that is that our existing campground will disappear.
Happy Hands. Bye-bye, Happy Hands.
Bye-bye Happy Hands Campground. But we're going to have a new Happy Hands Campground.
Where's he going to be?
And we did a major study in the community last fall. and looked at all of the various properties available. We had 7 different pieces of property on the go, and our planner conducted also some meetings with people in the community and got community input, and we ended up with 2 sites that sort of came out at the top. And one site is on St. Mary's Lake Road, just to the east side of Camp Stone.
Now, is there anything else you want to tell me about what's going on?
Well, you know, I want everyone to understand that the deal is over time. That we won't have the city of Kimberley won't have a lot of money in its coffers suddenly the day after tomorrow, but over a period of a few years, we should have quite a few dollars accumulated as a result of this sale. At the same time, knowing that Cominco is closing down in the year 2001, we've instituted a financial plan for the city, whereby we're looking at where we can save dollars, things that we can do at this point in time to improve efficiencies and economy. We're purchasing new equipment so that when our tax base is less than it is now, that we'll have good equipment as we go into those years, and we're hoping to have some money in the bank, so to ease the transition period. So as well as instituting the financial plan, we've also embarked on this exciting development in the ski resort. As you know, we've got a whole bunch of other things on our plate. Logging in the watershed has been a major issue for us.
Oh, yes.
And we've been trying to deal with that, and then the provincial government's cutbacks, and you know, we're having to adapt to that as well. So it's not all fun.
No, I'm sure it's not. You must have difficulty sometimes thinking, why am I doing this? Actually, how long are you going to go on doing it?
I don't know. I think
you don't know.
I have not decided yet, but I'm thinking that I would run again in this coming term.
How long have you been mayor of Kimberley?
I've been a mayor for 27 years.
My goodness me, you must know absolutely everything there is to know about being a mayor. You should write a book. Well, there you are, folks. There's Jim Ogilvie, the mayor of Kimberley, telling us all about what's occurring here. And thank you so much for coming in. That's wonderful.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed being with you.
Good.
Before you leave, please subscribe to our channel. It will not only help you stay up to date with our videos, it will also be a nice way to show your support for the volunteers who make this project possible. Thanks for watching, and please tune in again.